Yo, what is up, guys? We are back with another video. Today we are going to be imagining the Yonko using characters from different anime. Now, you know what? Let's just get straight right into it. Now, for Kaido's comparison, I got a Acnologia from Fairy Tail. I feel like it was a perfect comparison. Two very strong characters, in their respective universes. Also, two guys that can turn from human form to a dragon. Overall, it's pretty easy pull to make. I think this picture ended up turning out pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. Most of the time it doesn't go as smoothly as making this picture did. Now, speaking of a picture not going smoothly, we got his dragon form. I tried to draw up here. It didn't work out. This is, believe it or not, the most usable version of his dragon form that I got. So, it could have gone. Now, moving on, in the Shanks spot, I got Julius from Black Clover. The reason I used him as Shanks' kind of comparison or whatever is that they both have the vibe of, I don't know if anyone else felt this, but they both have the vibe of where like they're obviously portrayed as a good guy, but you kind of have the feeling that they might end up being a villain someday. The jury's still out on Shanks, obviously, but obviously we've seen him meet with the celestial dragons, five elders or whatever, and obviously we spoiler alert if you're not caught up with Black Clover, we've seen what Julius is kind of up to nowadays. So that villain thing with him kind of turned out to be at least partially accurate. Yeah, I thought about using Shanks. I realized afterwards that Shanks from Fairy Tail does kind of look almost exactly like not Shanks, but Gildarts from Fairy Tail, because he kind of looks exactly like Shanks. But I don't know, I didn't want to overload it with Fairy Tail characters. Plus, I thought about it after I already made this. But anyway, moving on. Next, we got Big Mom as Kaguya from Naruto. I'll be kind of honest. This one was pretty much just... I was trying to think of a female anime villain, and this is just kind of the first thing I thought up. Their personalities really aren't that similar at all. But whatever. Moving on, we got Yami is Black Clover from Black Clover as Blackbeard. The comparison is obviously that they both just use the element of darkness in their techniques or whatever. Now this actually ended up looking a lot like Luffy. Speaking of which, the comparison I have for Luffy, we have of course Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z. And again, this also looked a lot like Luffy. I think this one actually turned out really well. This was one of the easier ones for me to do. Again, they have pretty similar personalities. They're both the typical shonen MC kind of character. Anyway, moving on, we got Whitebeard's comparison. We do in this is actually supposed to be what's his name, Captain Yamamoto from Bleach. A lot of them did not turn out well at all. This is the most usable one I got. It turned out looking pretty cool, but it didn't look that much like either of them, to be honest. But it is what it is. You shoot or shoot, then all go in. Anyway, moving on, we got King from One Punch Man. I have him for Buggy. Now here's what I thought. Initially, I'm like, who should I do for Buggy? Because there's only so many anime clowns. Obviously, a certain anime clown by the name of Hisoka is the number one guy I thought of. But when you think about it, their personalities really aren't the same at all. They're pretty much totally different. So it made me think about King from One Punch Man. If you haven't seen One Punch Man, basically his whole thing is that he gets credit for things he didn't actually do. And I think that motif really fits with Buggy a whole lot. So overall, I think this was a pretty good pull for this position. Anyway, speaking of Buggy, we'll also do his two partners. I got Gaara from Naruto for Crocodile. But then I got to thinking the only real similarity between him and Crocodile is they both use sand. So then I thought Agil from Fairy Tail. is actually a better fit, because I mean, again, they both use sand, but they also have both more similar personalities. Anyway, moving on. Finally, we saved the best for last, arguably. We got Kojiro Sasaki from. I used the one from Fate. I didn't want to use the old man version from what's it called, Record of Ragnarok. But I used the Fate version, Kojiro Sasaki. I knew I needed a Master Swordsman to play the Mihawk role for this one, and this one I think worked out really well. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's really fitting world's greatest swordsman kind of title, but also has that kind of pirate look to him. I think, again, I really like the way this one turned out. What do you guys think? Which characters do you want to see imagined in different roles next? Make sure to let me know in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And definitely make sure that you have a great rest of your day, you son of a